Yeah, today's our last day of our 8 weeks this summer. We had really good practice yesterday, maybe our best practice of the summer, just competitive wise. And the guys wanting to be out there. We've got some like awards we do throughout the summer, like heavy competition. You know, who's the leading rebounder in our program, who leads our program in assists, most importantly, who leads our program in wins throughout the summer. So yesterday we had some of those come down to the final day. So I don't know if I've had a more enjoyable day really in my career in practice, and told the guys that afterwards. Today, just celebrating the good summer that we think we had. Got a long ways to go still, but I think the summer was a success. And then just spending some time together. Had a pickleball tournament this morning, and then we're taking the guys out this afternoon for kind of a team, I guess you call it gathering or party. These two guys to my left, I know it's summertime, and I hope you guys ask them some real questions today. These two guys, it's not any secret. It's not going to be breaking news, but we're going to need AJ and Dia to have the best season they've ever had in basketball this year for us to do the things we'd like to do as a team. That's not pressure. It's a privilege to be in this situation where a team's dependent on you to play well. That's going to be a challenge too, because AJ's had some great seasons in college basketball, and so has Dia. I thought Dia was a good player for us last year. So, but that's expectations for these guys. They're obviously seniors on our team. Last year of eligibility, two players that were recruited in a very transparent way. They understand what they're getting into. Everybody in our organization is dependent on these guys. Both of them have had good summers. I mean, to me, it's all about expectations with these two guys. So I think there's a lot of room for growth, a lot of room for improvement with both of them. But yeah, final press conference this summer. These two guys, I hope I can hear them say something today, and it's not just the fluffy stuff. How's Oxford? AJ, how are you liking the square?
Malik, for you, what has been the emphasis for you, and I guess from your perspective, what is the next step in your development as a player?
The summer really took a big jump with just, trying to get in shape, elite shape, playing at a high level each and every day, each practice, competing very hard, working on my rebounding every single day, assist to turnover. I think it's an overall game with me, and I think it's just building consistency, building each and every day, not having drop-off days where, you just have a couple of days where you're lackadaisical and, some things just let slide. Try to emphasize each and every single practice, each and every single scrimmage, just like it's a game. And, having guys like to my left just, elevate me every single day. Practice is never easy. So I feel like we're always just, building each other up and we're making each other better. And like you said, yesterday's practice was just insanely intense. Everybody wanted to win. We had a lot of stuff that we were fighting for. I can definitely say that I had fun and was competing.
How do you become a better rebounder?
It's all about effort. Coach really gets on to me about it because he knows this is the path to my future. And, you'd see in spurts of it last year a little bit where I'd, go get a lot of rebounds in a game or, the effort would be there. So I think it's just about sustaining that consistent effort. And then it's just honestly a want-to thing. I feel like the guys who really want to go get the rebounds will end up getting it. And I kind of been, having that emphasis. I think I started off really well this summer, and then in the middle it kind of dropped, floating around a lot and, not thinking about it as much. But me and Coach had a conversation, it's just, building upon that emphasis, and we're going to keep it going leading the season.
I'm sorry. Would you say you were inconsistent at times last season?
Yeah. Honestly, truth telling program here, the rebounding was definitely inconsistent. Some games you see me, some games you wouldn't. So that's my biggest thing for this year. I just want to build, game by game, watch film every single day. I'm going to live in the gym, try and, perfect my game to, the most it can be. But, my biggest thing for me this year is building that consistency and being great every single game.
AJ, what did these 7-8 weeks do in terms of developing and improving your personal game?
I think I'm just, learning Coach Beard, learning the program a lot. Just the things that are important to him, which is details and just intensity every day. You just got to, treat every day like it's, the last day you're going to play basketball, and that's the mindset you got to have just every time you come on the floor. and just taking advantage of the moment. Just playing out hard. Giving all your effort out there and just paying attention to detail.
Is it refreshing for you in some ways to have a big role on this team coming up where there's no debate about what your role is, and for this team to get to where it wants to go, you've got to have a great season?
I would say it's much more easier, definitely, to impact this team when it's I'm gonna be one of the main guys for sure, and it just gives me more confidence that the coaches believe in me, that my teammates believe in me. It just makes it easier overall.
Did you have a moment heading into starting summer practice where you maybe had a reflection with yourself and wanted to make sure you challenged yourself in different ways as opposed to last summer?
Yeah, last summer I kind of came in with a different mentality, kind of proving myself on a team. A lot of guys who could, really be, big-time players for us, and, they all ended up doing, as they did. So kind of trying to stand out last summer was my thing. But this summer I kind of, it was kind of internal, just reflecting upon last season, figuring out how I can get teammates better, how I can, get myself better. And, it just starts with internal competition, every single day, it's amazing to be here. To compete with guys like to my left is just amazing. So day by day, just stacking the process.
Who's emerged as the leaders on this team?
I'd say I try to be a leader, very much so. I'm not perfect. This is my first time doing this in my career. But I say that I've done so myself, and I feel like, my other teammates, we all just, have our own little moments. I feel like Travis has stepped up to be a leader. He has, obviously. We just all have moments where we're trying to, point out guys and, lead this team in the right direction. And I think it's partially my job to help continue and build this culture, to the new guys that have not been here. Just telling them how we do things, how we operate. If something comes out of line, we just tell them we don't do stuff like that. And then, obviously, if I coach that to them, then, if they ever see me lacking, they can do the same thing. So that's just, building the culture and who we are.
Any more questions?
AJ, you're one of those new guys after these last couple of months. How much of a team now do y'all feel like instead of being separate individuals from different places like y'all were back in June?
Yeah, I think we getting to learn each other much more. We had inter-squad games every Thursday for the last 7 weeks, I think. So, yeah, I think we just getting to learn each other more every day. We're on the floor with each other, and also getting to know each other as, people off the court, our personalities. And I think we just need to take that next step when we come back, get ready for the season, and continue to, treat each day like it's our last day.
All right, thanks, guys.